Hello, welcome to the space. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my hair because I finally brushed it and now it's all like fluffy. But anyways, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. We're gonna have some fun. I have some fun channeled messages that I actually wrote down. I'm working on sitting, writing them down because if you know me quite well, since you've been, following my progress and just the messages for the collective, I usually riff and let them kind of come to me right before I'm about to click play, and that is gorgeous. I'm always about just being super present and fluid and letting things come to you because I think that is, I don't want to say the goal, right? But it is, in an essence, the end point, right? We want to be in that flow state, right? Especially as creative beings. It's like, why not trust yourself enough to just not plan, but just execute, knowing that you have all the answers within you? But with that said, sometimes it's nice to have, a formula or something specific to kind of mirror on, because that's also a part of the creative process, is having structure, having the strategy, having the glue to formulate a story, to formulate a flow, okay? So I'm not sure why that came through, but I guess it just needed to. I trust that. So it's the spring equinox right now in this very moment in time. Of course, this message is going to be timeless, so it's going to meet you exactly when you need it. And if it's not springtime, I ask you to just get curious with the theme of spring, because there might be a message in here for you about how can you bring the spring symbolism to you in this very moment. So whether you're here with me live or tuning into this in the quantum future, just know it's all made with love, it's all said with love, and it's for your highest good, okay? So our first message that came through is, I do want to take a moment and talk about that spring energy, right? Because when we think about spring, we think about flowers blossoming, it's starting to become sunny. Depending on where you are in the world, you might still have snow, but it's slowly starting to melt. There's this newness, this rising into energy, which is so beautiful because it really is this essence of, the winter was tough in some way, because in like winter we hibernate, and tough can mean challenges, tough can mean just like going through your own inner ascension and feeling alone and like battling, just the mind and the lower energies that come with the mind, right? And then just life in general. But as we hopefully know, and if you don't know, that's okay too, but what we think we create. So it's like our environment is totally created based, for the most part, right? For the most part, it's based on what we think. So coming back to that energy where this is an opportunity to recognize that you planted seeds in the winter when you were hibernating, when you were in the thick of it in your own way, and now things are starting to trickle into its flow, into its manifestation. And that's super, super exciting, and it's very hopeful. And it is literally a breath of fresh air. Spring is all about that, going outside, breathe the air, listen to the birds, see all the blossoming flowers, and everything just be at its fullest potential, right? Because if you think about a little seed, it works so hard just to like sprout and become the flower or become the whatever it is. And it's like so content just being what it is. And that's so beautiful and so symbolic right now of just rising up, knowing that your prayers are answered. You are content and happy with who you are and open to continue this evolution of evolving, right? Because change is the most constant thing. Not stagnant energy, not staying the same. If you stay the same, What's the point of this whole life evolution? Life evolution. We change, right? So let's just regroup and make sure that I'm following my notes correctly. But what does correct really mean? You know? Oh yeah. That's gonna be good. Okay. So this is a fun one. So let's bring in the word manifestation. Manifestation. I feel like in this day of age, it's almost overplayed. I'm gonna manifest it. Manifest it. Manifest, manifest. Manifest. Well, what is manifesting? First of all, I love that something so positive is mainstream. We gotta stick to that. Let's make the positivity mainstream versus the lower frequencies. But it's just interesting because, I live in LA, so there's just, I don't know, there's just a funniness energy to like the word manifestation for me because I hear it, at coffee shops and things, and the ego in me, the judgy in me is like, do they even know what they are talking about when they say manifestation? Because it's not just like a thing that you check off your list. I mean, it can be, but it's so much more than just like, I manifested it. Check. And I think that's the energy that I'm coming from is like, I'm human. I go through these waves where, yeah, you judge, and then you like reflect, and then you let go of the judgment. And there's these moments where it's like, even me, I'm like, what the fuck? Are they for real? Like, do they really mean it? And the reason why I think I'm bringing this up is because, one, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if they mean it. Who cares, right? Two, it's just a reflection on you. And at the time, it was a reflection on me, showing me, maybe you don't really believe in manifestation. Maybe you need to reprogram manifestation for you because there's a part in you that thinks that maybe it's like cheesy or overplayed or whatever. So I bring that scenario into it, which this was a while ago, but I bring it into the flow because I feel like it just needs to come up. So like, I guess maybe if you find yourself in a place where manifestation feels cheesy, maybe these notes that came through this morning for me, maybe it will give you a slight perspective change to realize like, wait, manifestation is actually really cool and it's really unique to me. And it's what I make of it. And who the fuck cares what others think manifestation is? Like, there's truth in it all. And what matters is what I do with it. Okay? So springtime has that energy of manifestation. And manifestation is basically action mode. It's all of those prayers that you had in your heart that you didn't give up on day after day. You meditated, you prayed, and that is a whole scenario in itself because like meditation and prayer is very unique to the individual. I am not going to be the person that's going to tell you this is how you do it. No. So this is not the space for that. I recognize that there's like so many ways to meditate and so many ways to pray, and I will give you examples of what works for me, and you can try them, and if they work, yay, and if they don't, that's okay. So when I say you've been meditating and you've been praying, use whatever that is to you in this, okay? Make it unique to you. Whatever that looks like, whatever that feels like to you is beautiful and valid. Put a little thumbs up. So you've been meditating, you've been praying. What feels like pretty much forever, right? And you've been putting in the work to believe in the unseen, and the puzzle pieces, are they connecting? Are they not connecting? Like, you're kind of in this point where you're like, I'll believe it when I see it, because at this point it's like, I don't even know anymore, right? So this is your confirmation that it is working. What you can't see is working. There's so many energies happening behind the scenes because life literally is energy, and there's this full vortex of energy working with your energy to co-create 3D realities of your manifestation, of your dream, of your wish, of your prayer, of your whatever, right? So this is really a sign that the puzzle pieces are coming into flow. They're coming together, they're slowly connecting, and it's happening for you. And that in itself might be like, again, patience, because what does that really mean? It means be patient. They're connecting. It's all coming together. And I ask you to get curious with that impatientness, because if it's here, it still needs a voice. If you're feeling like, oh, like again, another sign to be patient as everything falls together. Like, first of all, yay that you're feeling that, because it means that you're human and that you're not giving up on your dreams and you're still going. So that's awesome. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. But I want you to see if you can like sit with that frustration and just give it a voice, whether that's sitting in meditation or like even doing something a little bit more like if to go boxing or like get that energy out, you know, like maybe you go to a cardio class of some sort, Pilates or more intense yoga, something to really get the body flowing. And for those who don't really like all that stuff and are more calm, you could do like a very activating breath work meditation. But basically give that frustration of like, oh, I still have to be patient. Give that a voice, give that a space, okay? Because it's super, super valid and it's a part of the manifestation journey. We want to acknowledge all of the beautiful steps that were pretty and also messy to achieve what you're achieving. And that's also a talk of flow in itself, because it's like the journey is everything. Most likely it's like once we get the thing, we're like, okay, what next, right? So there's like this full evolution of really being in the journey of the manifestation. And then what's coming up right now is like also to start thinking about how are you going to embody the manifestation? Like, what are you going to do when you actually get the thing that you've been working so hard to bring into the 3D realm, right? Because you've been working behind the scenes with the metaphysical, with the quantum energy field, with you and your flow and your DNA structure, and you've been like doing the unseen work, and at some point the unseen will catch up with the seen, and you're gonna have that manifestation. Like, it's already done, right? It's done. It's done. That's the whole thing. It's already done. And then what are you going to do when you actually achieve it? What are you going to do when you actually achieve it? How are you going to like sink into the joy of having the thing versus, oh, cool, I got it, but it's still not enough. What's the next thing, you know? So like, how are you already going to embody the wholeness of it? Since you're already whole and complete, but like, how is it going to just, I don't know, feel, I guess what's coming up is like, to really be in it, like sink into it, enjoy it. There we go. How are you going to enjoy the manifestation fully before you think about the next thing, before you create the next thing, okay? So, yes. So the other thing that's coming up, which might be a little triggering in itself, so trigger warning, but it relates to what we were just talking about of like, if you're feeling impatient, hold space for that. See if you can move through it by moving your body and letting, you know, the emotion flow by being seen and recycled. And then it's, how do you loosen up the how? That expectation of how you see it happening, how do you loosen it up? I know, another like, but I want it my way, my fucking way. I get it. Totally get it. And maybe you're at this point where you're like just already, you don't even care if it's just your way anymore, but you've like created more space for the unknown, but still there's a little part of you that's like, oh, why can't it just happen the way that I wanted it to happen? So first off, I get it. So we want to feel into that. We want to just give that space. But here is another beautiful just reflection, reminder, sign to sit with. And this would be more of a meditation. And, we can, maybe I'll record a separate meditation so these videos aren't super, super long, or I'll do another video after this. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to record a meditation after this that will be, the part 2 if you want to go deeper. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Yes, thank you, Spirit, for connecting that. Okay. So I'm going to create a meditation that you can sit with whatever you're feeling, whatever's alive, but also create space for the infinite potential of the hows of what can be, right? Because you have one way, but God or your angels or your higher power, whatever you call that source-like energy, has this other path, other plan for you that's like a million times better. But you're so gung-ho about that you don't even see all the magic that's right here, right? And again, it's okay. It's totally okay, because this is the human experience. We've been told that life is 3D when really it's multi-dimensional and there's so much happening, beats the eye. And we are in control of our energy. And if we ask our soul, our body, our mind to tune into a specific energy, what happens is we become a match for that energy and opportunities in the outside world. Okay? So when we let go of the how, what we do is we literally create so much space that we let infinite hows come trickle in. And then it's like coming back to discernment, right? Because once you've surrendered the how in the expectation of your manifestation, you are going to have a few doors that are going to come to you, and you're going to have to use your discernment and everything that you've learned about yourself until this very moment to discern if this door that's open, is it in alignment? Is this door in alignment? Maybe this door is in alignment, but it's not quite right, so you have to close it and say thank you, but no thank you. Maybe this door is like same situation. It's like almost there, but still something feels off. Close the door. And maybe the third door is the door you've been seeking, the manifestation you've been seeking, and you just know, like two magnets coming together, that that's your door. And everything feels in alignment from the body, in your mind, and from your soul. It's just like, yes, this is it. So I'm going to create a meditation to help you get into that state. So look forward for that. Look forward for that. So, so stay open to all the hows, because there's infinite possibilities that can take place with your manifestation. The moment you let go, you let in for something more expansive to come through that is technically always has been in alignment, but you just couldn't see it because it's always been there, right? But just something was like kind of clouding your vision to really see that there's all this, okay? Now, coming back to how in the beginning of the video I was saying, like, our mind creates a reality. So Spirit and the angels were really encouraging me to express kind of the back to the basics essence of how the thoughts that we think create a reality. So we're going to go back to the basics, which I really, really love. Like, honestly, no matter how much you know, you really know nothing, right? So it's really coming back to this beginner's mindset. And you might already know this wisdom and be like, really? But I ask you to see if maybe there's something new to be learned, or hey, just listening to it again, like gives you a little pep in your step, that little springtime freshness that we're talking about. And maybe you're absolutely new to this and this is just going to be like, whoa, this is awesome. So wherever you're at, just meet it with love, okay? So our thoughts, our beautiful mind births an idea. It birthed an idea. Usually that idea is co-created from the divine. You got this insane idea straight into your beautiful nugget, your nugget brain, and it just clicked. It went from here all the way down to your heart, and now your heart and brain are like, idea, idea, idea. We got a divine idea, and it's exciting, and you're like, whew, yes, inspired, right? What happens after that idea? We put a feeling onto it. Now, this is where it's really pivotal, because you have an idea, and then it's the feeling that's attached to the idea that helps it manifest. Now, you might have this divine idea and right away be like, that's awesome, but who am I to do it? So then the idea just sits there, and you're just fueling into this limited point of view. And that's okay if it starts that way, because it could be maybe this very video is like what redirects you, because again, our feelings are not concrete. They're fluid. This whole video we've been talking about flow and fluidity. So that is a sign in itself, but you are not what you think. You are not what you feel. It's not fixed. It's a part of the existence, a part of your story, but it's not something that is like super glued onto you forever. So maybe you had that awesome divine idea that came, but you were right off the bat just like shaken to the core by limiting beliefs, okay? And if that's where you're at, use this as a sign that you can flip it, okay? So let's say it's limited, right? We're going to give this example. It's limited. So what happens is the idea just stays locked. The door is locked, even though you hold the key. It's just a locked door, and this idea eventually will go on to someone else, and they have the potential to turn it into something. But let's say you have this divine idea, but at first, you have those limiting beliefs, but then all of a sudden, I don't know, you meet a teacher, or you're guided to go to this class, or on YouTube you stumble upon a recalibrate your subconscious mind meditation, and all of a sudden the universe, your angels, God, whatever you call it, are starting to show you signs, symbols, synchronicities, and you have the choice to fuel into that. And what that does, it can literally redirect that beautiful divine idea you had. All of a sudden I'm going to create this idea. I'm just going to try. I don't even know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. Worst comes to worst, I fail and I learn. But I'm going to take this idea, I'm going to nurture it, I'm going to fly with it. I'm going to just see. Now, what this energy of I will try energy, having hope in the idea, what it does is it creates the manifestation. It creates an open door. So idea, feeling with a positive intent, opens the door. And in the meantime, from the open door, which is your manifestation, to the feeling of the idea, in between that, you have the nurturing, you have the belief, you have the patience, you have the action, you have all the steps you're going to take as someone, as an energy who believes that you can achieve it. And then the door opens. Then the puzzle pieces start connecting, and things come into flow for you to bring that idea, that divine idea, to the collective, to the life, to the people, to you, to everything, okay? Because it is a gift. An idea is a gift, and it's something to really just like honor. If you've gotten a rad idea that inspires the shiznits out of you, you say thank you and you do what you can to bring it into fruition. Yeah, fruition. So just know that when you get those golden ideas, that's magic. That's the divine. That's God talking to you. That's your angels talking to you. You're getting like 5D multidimensional nuggets that it's a part of your mission to turn into a 3D language. So that's an honor. Okay? So the angels, God, higher power energy, whatever you want to call it, they want you to know. So now that we broke down that this is kind of the evolution of how a thought turns into a real, beautiful, tangible manifestation, it all depends on the feeling of it being either positive or negative, right? Now, they want you to know you have a divine guidance system always here to help you. This is like so prominent. When you feel stuck, because again, it's the journey and you're going to have challenges, you're going to have triumphs. You don't just get the brilliant idea and then everything is just like cruisy. I mean, maybe, who knows? But usually there's some kind of like flow you have to go through, because that's what makes a fucking story so good, is like, what did you overcome? Like, what challenge came knocking at your door that you had to say, I ain't gonna give you time and space. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna learn from you. I'm gonna understand. And then I'm just gonna keep flowing because I have a mission, right? So your angels want you to know, God wants to know, in times of struggle, find a place of peace. And that can literally be going out in nature for a second to meditate. It could be in your car real quick. It can be going to the bathroom in between your day at work. It can look like whatever you want it to be. But just take a moment, 2 to 5 minutes. That's all it really takes. That's all it takes right now. And you find a little quiet place. You put your hands on your heart. And if you feel called, you can really put hand on heart. So really feel your hand touch the body temperature of you. Feel that rhythm. And taking 3 deep inhales and exhales. Just allowing yourself to, for a second, just to turn this, not off, because you can never really turn your mind off, but just be like, we're putting you on pause for a second. I'm going to pause here and go down into my heart. Maybe you even notice you need to like roll your shoulders back, shake them, just move. Maybe you even feel like you want to tap and let some noises out. If you don't feel comfortable to let noises out, you can even just do this. F it. If you're in that bathroom stall, who cares what people think? Fuck it. Just do it. If you're in your car and people are walking around, who cares? Just love yourself. Be brave enough to love yourself, even if it looks really awkward, okay? So what you're doing is you're tapping right now the body, and you're just saying like, hey, I feel you, I notice you, and you're bringing life back into this body, because the body wants flow. And taking those deep inhales and exhales, what you're doing is you're bringing life force back into you to exit out of you, so you can have this new cycle of infinity energy to regroup and retackle the mission at hand, the task at hand. Okay? So just know you can always just come back to your breath, connect with the body, and then you can affirm to God, to angels, just like, hey, God, hey, angels, I really need help. I'm facing this challenge in X, and I really feel, flustered, and I could use help. Show me the way. What do I need to do? Who do I need to speak to? Where do I need to go? I surrender. Show me the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's it. And you go on your day and trust in yourself, trust in your divine guidance system, and trust in your dear friend. When I say there will be a clear sign after that, and it will guide you. It will be the next puzzle piece, the next road you need to take, and so forth, okay? So just know you can always come back to that, asking for what you need. And last but not least, it's time to really trust yourself and follow your intuition. If you've made it to this video 30 minutes in, you've been doing the work of really knowing thyself, and I applaud you, like genuinely. I feel called to applaud you because you didn't give up. And you're almost there. But the there is limitlessness, right? You're almost there, if not already there, because the there is here and the here is now, and you're now there. The now is there. That made sense. You get me. And if it doesn't make sense, it will click, because the now is the there and the there is the now. So just keep paying attention to those signs, to those symbols around you, and do your best to find time to incorporate stillness in your daily rituals. Because when we are brave enough to go into that stillness, we receive. The more empty we are, the more we receive, okay? When we are too full, there's no room. Ouch. You see, there's no room for newness to come in, because you're so full of what you think you need and what you think you already know, and the ego is just so full that it creates this stagnant energy of anything new and divine that wants to come through. I mean, it will always find you, don't get me wrong. What is yours will always find you, period. But just to give a visual, when we think that we know everything, we're just there's this divine idea coming to you, and it just bounces off you and falls down, and it will try again. Eventually you will be open, you will be receptive, and it will go through into you, and but it is a process of becoming empty yet whole and complete. The paradox is life. All right, my beautiful friends, that's it. That's it. That is it. That's the message. That's what we got today. As always, use your discernment. What is yours is yours. Maybe there was one nugget in here that led you down a very inspirational rabbit hole that will take you and hug you. Maybe nothing sticked and you're just what happened? I don't know, but I'm here. I watched the whole thing. Whatever that is, just know there's also an era, a chapter, a moment of integration, which is just allowing the information to kind of be and exist. So after this video, if you can, go for a walk in nature, go play with your dog, go journal, go do something fun if you can. If you're going straight into just the task at hand that's a little bit more fast-paced, just know that this wisdom is always within you. All right. Mystic Maya over and out. The light in me sees and feels the light in you, and I'll see you soon. Be sure to check out that meditation. I'm going to record it after this, and it's going to be waiting for you, so go ahead and look for it. I think I'll call it activation. An activation. So look for something that says activation. All right. Love you.